Welcome, everybody, to Casting for Two, the podcast, as always, hosted by me, yours truly, Chris. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 331. Of course, I got to get Shop Talk out of the way real quick. If you want to keep up with me on Twitter and Instagram, that's both at Casting for Two. However you're listening to this podcast, first of all, thank you for listening. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Radio Public, any of those, feel free to leave me a little review if you like what you're hearing. And this is continuing my RTX 2019 coverage recorded live in Austin, Texas. And I have to say that once again, Carved.com make phenomenal products, and they sponsored some of the products in my swag bag this year. Carved.com. Get yourself a really cool-looking phone case made out of wood and resin, a wallet, a bracelet, a power pack, wireless charger, anything, really. Just go buy them. They're beautiful-looking stuff. Carve.com. Go check them out, and it's all one of a kind. I can't recommend their products enough, so go check that out. My guests today are, I love these people. Clayton, James, and Sami Joe, they have their own YouTube channels. You might know Clayton from Sugar Pine 7. He's also been known as Kib. Sami Joe was also on, worked with on some Sugar Pine 7 videos. But I love these people, and I'm not just saying that because, because to sound cool. I legit love these two. They're a wonderful couple, and I ran into them at a party. And Clayton just said, dude, we need to talk. Let's talk. Let's make time. And he took time out of his busy travel day schedule to chat with me. And you know what? I'm done. We got to get into this episode. So sit back, relax, and Chris, cue the music, please.
My favorite podcast to do because it's so chill.
It's chill.
I listened to this podcast because you did do this one 2 years ago. I listened to
This
it
might be
when
like
I first started dating him.
This might be the first podcast I've ever done that was not like my own or my own groups. Truly.
Okay.
How's it going, by the way?
Yeah, it's going well. Yeah, it started, FYI.
Oh, we're on.
Yeah.
Were we on even when we came in the room?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Anything bad?
I was just gonna say,
You
what if I
said
talked
everything
mad
bad.
shit? She said super racist things actually when we came in the room.
When?
Did you cut it out? You probably cut it out.
No, I'm not cutting that out.
Okay, good.
No.
So that'll be in
Oh, I thought you were talking about the sign yesterday.
the sign. Oh no, I was joking in the bidding.
I didn't say anything.
So there's a sign. There's a sign in like the back workroom where they move shit with like
catering and all
the
that.
catering and stuff like that, and people walk through there. There's a sign on the wall that says "Black chairs only."
In
Yeah.
all caps
Yeah.
with multiple explanations.
Like,
It's a famous sign too because like a lot of people have taken pictures with that. Black men and white men aside,
Right.
We've all seen it. We've all loved it.
See, I don't see colored chairs. That's the thing. I
Ooh,
see
yeah.
colorless chairs, so I would not do well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually colorblind, so I completely feel you. I
There you
can't
go.
really
Are
see.
you really?
No, I'm not. I
Okay,
wish I
for
was.
some reason I thought
I
you
look like a
might-
guy who would be
You
colorblind.
do.
Maybe,
You look
maybe.
like you might
My
have
friend
something
Brock
going
was
on.
colorblind, and I thought it was the coolest thing, and I wanted to be fucking colorblind.
Right.
When you're a kid, stupid shit like that, you wish you had this like impairment.
Right.
Why? I went, man, I wish I couldn't see color.
I mean,
Fuck,
maybe
that'd be so special.
I mean, were you afraid of going to the army?
No, I wanted to go to the army too.
Oh, see?
Oh.
I just thought it was cool, and I was like,
Okay.
I think I might go to the army, do some army stuff. You actually were in the army.
Oh no, but I wasn't.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's why I married her. She's great at bidding.
There we go. There we go.
You actually got me. It was very sweet.
Okay.
That was great. It's like a boosh to do that.
Was it?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
But anyways, I want to know how your podcast is doing. Tell me about
The
it.
podcast is going great.
The listeners are like, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. What? No, there's no one listening. There's actually no podcast.
There is no. This isn't on. He's
No.
like, I just want to hang out with
I'm
you
just
guys.
hanging out, just chilling. No, it's going good. 6 years. When this goes up, it'll be 6 years.
6 years.
6 years, yeah.
No way.
All together, it's 8 years for me.
Holy
but yeah,
hell. But this podcast specifically.
6 years.
Wow.
6
So you've been doing
years.
podcasts since before podcasts were hot, when they were new, probably, right? Like, how long have podcasts even been?
I mean,
a thing?
I never want to make that claim. Like,
Right. I was doing it before it was cool. No, but I mean, podcasts really became cool, I think, maybe a year or two before the, like, comedian generation.
Right,
All, like,
right.
Theo Von, Chris D'Elia, all those guys made podcasts. Now podcasts
Right.
are, like, the coolest shit.
Right.
Yeah.
I think YouTubers made it a thing. Like everyone has a podcast now. Every influencer.
Well, I feel like YouTubers jumped on it after it became cool. Like Joe Rogan is one of the big guys who podcasts and stuff like that, and he's a comedian. So that's why like the comedian wave is what like made podcasts massive, and then all the YouTubers are fans of real entertainers and made podcasts. Even me,
Right.
That's
Well,
what we
and
do.
I love Howard Stern. That was like I still listen to him to this day, but I just love the interviews he does.
Right.
So that was kind of I can't do that, but I want to try.
Your version of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Where it's just let's just talk. I don't want to.
Well, that's what's so cool about this. Like, I love sitting down because again, we're just jumping into conversation and just talking, and like that is sort of what a lot of podcasts do. But this feels much more late night show esque. Especially holding the mics and stuff, and just talking about whatever the hell we want to talk about.
I mean, having agenda is my agenda. That's what I like. If you're like, okay, you got to mention this and this and this, I'll do it. But I'm just like,
You'll get there when you
do
get
I
there.
have to? But okay, whatever. Like yesterday, I was interviewing Troy Baker and Nolan North, and I told them I have one question, and we did that one question, and then we went into this whole thing about talking about food poisoning and just throwing up and I was like, okay, let's go. And this is like 20 minutes.
That's the
like
best
your
too.
podcast.
Yeah.
Well, mine. Yeah. I mean, like how the format. You mean?
And Sugar Pine, you guys. I mean, you'll have
We
a
go
couple
in with
points,
very
but
little thing. Like
it turns into what you're just gonna talk about anyway.
Exactly. It's so fun the differences in podcasts too, because like my podcast is so different from the Sugar Pine 7 podcast. Obviously, because it's just me rambling like a psychopath. You know what I mean? But it probably feels like a YouTube video to people. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking to the audience and like trying to make them laugh and stuff, and talking and recalling my life and stuff like that. Versus Sugar Pine, it's like that we'll have a couple topics. It's a more traditional podcast,
Right,
and then yours is totally different too. Like I said, like late night show.
Well, and then so I was thinking about this. You kind of have the luxury of being like two sides of your personality. You can be goofy, wild guy. Hey, what's up on Beyond the Pines, and then you're more. Well, let's talk serious on your personal one.
Exactly.
And I think that's always nice because this is my like serious one. But some days I just want to just be goofy,
fucking crazy,
just
dude.
be dumb. I miss being dumb.
Oh, dude, being dumb and
You get
laughing.
away with so much for having a character.
Oh,
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
fucking do. I really get away with.
Kib said it, not Clay.
It's.
Yeah.
I mean, I never like. It's never like that. It's just when you. So in general, comedians can make a joke, and for the most part, someone will like you get it. They don't get shit for it for the most part because they're a comedian. And a normal person or someone who's not a comedian can say an offensive joke, and it's immediately offensive.
Like Logan Paul, whatever he said that one time that was offensive, we were saying if
Right.
Kib said it and people know
100%.
it's from a comedic standpoint,
Right.
Yeah,
he could
he
get away with
said
it.
something fucking terrible
I
on
mean,
his
that's
podcast.
that's his life though.
Oh,
right?
he's a
But
piece of shit.
we didn't,
Right.
I didn't think he was trying to be funny. You were arguing that he was trying to be
I
funny.
promise you, and it turned out I was correct as well.
And I couldn't tell because he's not a comedian.
Right,
So
and
he
there's
can't pull
that
it
thing,
off.
yeah. If you're not a comedian and you're just like, oh, I'm telling a joke, like, no, you're not. You're just
Yeah.
trying to use that excuse of, oh, I'm only joking,
Yeah.
but
And I mean, I think sometimes people are only joking, but
Right.
it's again, if you're not a comedian and you have an audience who does not think that you say things that are absurd or cross the line to make them laugh, they're not used to that. When you say, even if you think it's a joke, because your fucking influencer or your influence is this person, and you're trying to say an edgy joke like they do to your
Right.
audience that is not prepared for that. They're only offended and confused, you know?
Right.
And then, like, I was watching it, and I was like, he was making a joke, and the joke was terrible, and it didn't come off funny or like you were even joking, and you're not a comedian, so like you couldn't even get away with that. Like
most people probably could, most of his fans.
Exactly, but where I was going with all that was like my Kib character, because he's ignorant and doesn't understand, and he's an idiot and he's stupid.
Right.
What he's saying, you know what I mean? It's like I really can get away with so much. I was like, I could have gotten away with that.
Right. Yeah.
What he said, and it was a really
but your
fucked
delivery
up joke.
probably
Correct.
could have been a lot better.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, definitely. The kid doesn't. Logan Paul's not a comedian. He's just fucking stay in his own lane, you know. But yeah.
Thank God for the mute on Twitter, and like I'll just mute.
Oh yeah.
Like any kind of stuff like that, I don't really feel like.
Do you ever follow somebody and you it's just someone maybe you've met in passing, or it's a friend of a friend, and you're like, yeah, I mean, I should be following them, but they tweet too much. Too fucking much, man. You can tweet a few times a day.
Right.
A few times. Don't tweet every 40 minutes.
Right.
Holy fuck. I have like 7 people specifically muted, and I'm like, not only do you tweet too much, everything is, I don't need to see it.
Yeah.
I didn't need to read that. I didn't like laugh. I didn't get entertained. I didn't absorb information. I was just like, holy fuck, you. All I see is you and nobody else. I'm just a hater today.
See, I'm a no, it's all
No,
good.
it's
I'm more of a
true.
retweeter, but like dog corgi,
I like retweets.
corgi
Oh, yeah.
photos. That's my jam.
Well, I don't like that Twitter shows you what people like on your timeline.
Right.
Because it's not a retweet. And there are people I
Yeah.
follow who maybe they don't tweet a lot, but they like stuff, and then I get content that is not curated to me.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, though, I hated that for so long. I was like, I don't follow that person. So I don't need to see their shit.
Right.
And the person I'm following didn't retweet that. Why are you showing it to me?
Right,
But
right.
lately, as I've like not been as involved on Twitter and stuff in a while, and I go on very rarely. Now when I do go on and I want to just like be like scrolling through the timeline for like 30 minutes, it's new content that like I stumble across almost
Right.
like an algorithm. So sometimes now I'm like, you know what? I find a video that I'm kind of glad I saw.
Yeah.
Or like a viral piece of content that somebody liked that I wouldn't have otherwise saw, you know. Sometimes it's nice, and I'm sorry I'm on Twitter's side, you know.
That's okay.
Exactly.
We all
I
have
get
to pick
both
a side.
sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on my side. Nobody
Your
else
side
is.
too.
Okay, you are. Yeah,
I'm on both
you're on my
sides.
side. How's your RTX been, both of you?
Good.
Do you love it?
Good. Yeah, no, I'm always happy to be here. I always have fun. It's been the most like spaced out for me. Normally it's like Saturday, do everything all at
Right.
once, and especially like panels are going on. I'm like, oh geez, and I have to pick, what I have to do. Saturday it was still a little busy, but not as bad. So like now I don't have anything to do today.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything Friday, so it's like I don't know.
Did you get to walk around the convention center and stuff?
I did, yeah. I walked. Conventions are awesome if you like to. Oh, look at that! I'm just one of those guys who just walks and looks.
Those are
Yeah,
really
that's what
bad.
we
And
did
then,
too.
and like I walked around it twice in 30 minutes. I'm like, cool.
Yeah,
it was
that's
quick.
exactly
Cool.
what we did too. I was surprised. There
Sorry,
was some
my
cool
voice.
stuff,
Yeah.
but like I was holding on to the thought of, well, I'll buy something, when something amazing jumps out at me,
Right.
which I'm sure it will.
Right.
And I walked around and I was like, not for me.
Yeah.
Not for me. It was all cool and interesting. It was like walking through like a nerd culture museum.
Right.
But I didn't need to purchase anything. Almost a lightsaber. Well, not almost, but
Yeah.
I just thought, I was like, that'd be cool to get.
Yeah.
Got some pretty cool lightsabers.
All the artwork is cool.
Yeah.
And I think they're all amazing artists, and like took time to
Totally.
And I'm just like, I don't know where to put that. Like where?
How am I going to bring it back
Oh,
on the
yeah.
plane?
Yeah, exactly.
We
know?
almost got to post.
Yeah,
what
the
a
first thing I saw, I was like,
Dwight
"Oh,
Schrute.
this is amazing." It was
Yeah.
Dwight. It's a Dwight Schrute for president.
Oh,
And it
okay.
was so
Assistant
good.
to.
And then it was crossed out and said assistant to the president.
Oh.
And I was like, "I'm gonna get that." And then as I was about to purchase it, and he was like pulling it down, I was like, "Wait a minute, we can't fucking bring this back on the plane." And I was like, "Do you
If
have a
we
little
rolled it
roll-up?"
up, we could stuff it in some bag like carry-on, but
And then you have that in the back of your head, like,
And-
well, we can't like put this bag down a certain way, or
Exactly.
And
And
then
then I
the
was just
fans
like,
who made that
"Sorry, man.
poster.
We go. I can't buy it.
Yeah.
I can't bring it home." And he's just like, "Okay."
Did you
Just
did
put
you,
it back on the wall?
You didn't see his like soul leave his body.
He did. It was a
Okay.
confusion. It was like, what do you mean you can't buy this? And I was like, you wouldn't understand. You didn't fly here.
Did you reach out to the guy you were hoping would drive the poster back?
I didn't.
There, some fan made like thanks for the memories SP7, and they left it by the merch booth, and
That's very
everyone's
sweet.
signing really sweet notes. It was one of those big like tri-fold posters. We can't bring that back, but
Yeah.
Yeah, like those cardboard Bristol board, those science
the science.
experiment.
Oh yeah.
back
Okay.
boards for grade 7. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
the science fair.
You guys, I didn't go to college. Did you know that?
Yeah.
You did know that?
Yeah.
Damn, dude. I thought I could just.
Well, I thought you went
throw
to like a
something at you.
community college.
No,
Steve.
Steve went to
Oh, okay.
a year, half a year.
Okay.
A semester.
I think he lies about it now.
Does
I remember him telling me that he didn't graduate and didn't get a diploma or anything, and he went for like half a year, and then in a public setting, he was like, "No, I did finish it. I went to 2 or 3 full years."
No, he didn't.
I was like,
I've never heard that
no,
story.
you didn't. I was like, "Come clean, because I will go on this podcast and tell everyone that you didn't finish
Some
college
people,
either."
it's not for everyone. Some people
Yeah.
don't need it.
Yeah.
You got very lucky, but at the same time,
Oh, it was just
everything-
purely lucky.
Everything you're doing and
Yeah.
the last few years of like starting all this have been your higher education in
Yeah.
your field.
Absolutely.
You know,
I mean, I wouldn't.
This is
I
your
wouldn't have
college.
the amount of experience I would have if I went to college for 4 years.
they
instead
don't
of-
teach what you're doing,
Right.
Yeah, you're right. I'm pretty awesome.
but that doesn't mean that you can't get a higher education to do what you are doing because it can
Right.
still apply. I majored in communications and did some entertainment courses, but you really jumped into it right out of high school and just
Yeah, I mean,
made it
18,
happen.
fucking moved to Orlando, Florida,
Yeah.
lived under a friend's basement. I mean, not basement, lived under his fucking bed. Sorry.
Not even in the basement.
I lived under
it.
the fucking. He had a dungeon
Yeah.
where he kept people.
Why did you do that at 18?
So back then I was into YouTube and entertainment, but it was in the vehicle of gaming.
Yeah.
Back then, because I started when I was like 14 doing YouTube or 13 or something, and then like when it got serious is when I did gaming. But this guy, I reached out to. His name was Andrew. I reached out to him back in the day in like 2012, and I was like, "How do you get a partnership?" Because I just saw his big channel and I thought it was cool. And he's like, "Oh, he's got 30,000 subscribers and he's got a YouTube banner." Back when like you could only have a banner if you were partnered with a network.
Right.
Do you remember
right,
that?
Yeah.
How fucking
yeah.
cool! That was so cool. See someone with a banner. Oh, you're partnered with a network. Like that was the coolest thing. And then I reached out and was just like, "Hey, how do you get partnered with a network?" And then he looked at my channel, watched my videos, recognized that I had some talent that he liked, and he's like, "Hey, well, you can come and be in some of my videos and stuff." And I actually was doing web design for him. When I first met him, he because we were just talking and stuff like that. Once he sent me a message saying like, "Hey, let's hang out" or something, just like Skype. He ended up having me do freelance fucking web design for him back in the day, and then we became really good friends and made a ton of videos together, and I fucking deleted my YouTube channel by mistake, and then he gave me one of his channels that had thousands of subscribers, and that just led to him inviting me to come live with him in fucking Orlando, and live under his bed. He had like one of those like fucking cabin beds, I think they're called.
Okay.
Where it's like a bunk bed, but there's no bottom bunk.
loft.
A
Oh,
loft bed.
okay.
And so I
Was there
had
like
a little
desk under?
I had a little desk
Oh,
underneath
okay.
his bed and a computer and my
There we go.
microphone, and I did music and gaming videos for him, and he let me eat ramen and live under his bed in Orlando and moved away from home.
there we
And that's how it all started,
There we go. And the rest is history.
The rest is history. Such a
Isn't
weird-
timing crazy? Like if you put that off for school, like you wouldn't be where you are now.
If I had gone to
not
school-
saying don't go to school again.
No.
but
In my specific situation,
out for
yeah,
you.
exactly, it did. But I definitely recommend school. You gotta get your learning going.
and you still can.
Yeah,
go to
no.
school?
Yeah, I did half a semester of community college.
Oh yeah,
And hated it because it like I was
it just wasn't for
I
you.
didn't want to do it. I
Yeah.
would skip class and just go to the lunchroom, and I had a giant a laptop, and I would watch movies, or I would try. I was going to write a rock opera. No,
Cool.
I've never seen a rock opera, but of course the young me was like, I can do it, no problem.
Of all fucking things, why a rock opera?
I'm a drummer, and my whole
Cool.
goal was to
I drum as
have
well.
one continuous drum track through the entire project.
Does it change and like double the beat?
Oh yeah,
and shit like
oh
that.
yeah. It goes
So you
with the mood.
finished it.
No,
Did you get it at all done?
never, because it was horrible. Because
Okay.
it was about like some detective thing,
That doesn't sound dumb at all. I would fucking watch that.
It was out of my wheelhouse though, because I didn't know what I was doing.
No, I mean you have to be a seasoned apprentice.
Exactly.
You know?
But when I saw Birdman, I was like, that's kind of the drum style that would have been cool,
dude.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But
you should do it.
I should do it. I'll do it. Well, and then I went to film school.
Bro.
After that, because I had a mental breakdown. I was like, I got to do something that I want to do.
And did you love that? Was film school?
Film amazing? School was the best experience for me. It's
relevant. Yeah.
Well, could you learn more on a set? Absolutely,
100%.
But just being in the atmosphere was just fun, and being creative is fun.
And the people you met, I'm sure, all had similar interests.
Oh yeah, well, I went to film school in Canada.
No shit.
So they're all, I shouldn't say
Where
all.
about?
Vancouver. Oh, yeah, Victoria.
So that's so interesting, because I was just going to ask, in America too, especially, it's like, I was thinking, would film school help you, and did it help you get jobs out in life in the film industry, or does it not really? But in Canada, I imagine definitely not.
No, yeah,
right?
Zero. Now.
So you came out of film school and it was just like, I feel like what do you do?
Well, so I've been trying for years to get a permit to work up there,
right?
Because my buddies all have gone on, and they're working in the industry, they're working on shows, regularly.
It's a big filming place, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah, like
Canada.
Yeah.
Well,
I know. BC, yeah, but I mean, it's still so much smaller than like LA.
Oh, it is, but they're they are constant. My buddies were able to take a vacation to I don't know, India and just travel, because they're all travelers. But they're like, yeah, we just worked and we came back and we went back to work.
Yeah,
because that's what we do.
But there's just enough work.
Oh yeah,
because I always imagine I had to get out of Canada. And my mind was I always wanted to go to Los Angeles. When I was fucking 16, I was looking up apartments in Los Angeles just to know how much it costs, how much money would I have to have, you know what I mean? I didn't know anybody, and I was like, maybe I'll go to film school there, and I'll be able to, because that's how I'd have a visa at the time. I was like, I just want to be there where you can do the entertainment industry, because I don't know. I guess I just didn't know enough about the Canadian entertainment. I knew where it was, and it was in BC, but I thought it must be so small, and everybody who wants to do entertainment in Canada goes to BC, so there's no way fucking little old me would work out.
Because, I mean, I did the same thing coming from Chicago, which there is an entertainment scene, but I think LA is where it's broad, and it's, I guess, for beginners. I could see myself moving to LA and starting off at the bottom, whereas New York, there's also entertainment, but I picture that being the execs are there. And I think Canada is where the specific people go there to film, because I feel like LA is oversaturated.
Well, actually, it's the opposite with New York. New York's where you go to hone your craft and you become the artist that you want to be, and then you take that to LA and build a career out of it.
Yeah, if you want to do more theater stuff, of course New York. Yeah. I mean, even Chicago has theater.
Chicago's pretty big theater, right?
I'm not theatrical.
I think.
Yeah.
You are theatrical. You're a sweetie.
You literally just did a theatrical thing when you said theatrical.
Yeah, I'm not theatrical. Hair flip.
No, but I just heard about Canada, and then there's some other random areas, in the Pacific Northwest, that people filming just because filming in LA is oversaturated. Well, not just becoming an entertainer or acting, but
you mean the actual film or whatever being
film
shot in LA,
locations and permits to do certain stuff like that. There's just so much.
The difficulty of being able to do it.
Yeah, so people go on other locations to shoot, and now
easier.
And then it's all about the tax incentives too.
Oh yeah.
So that's why people go up there. There's TV shows, there's movies. Hallmark lives in Vancouver. That's where they shoot a majority of their movies. So
that's amazing. I didn't know that at all. Yeah, we saw the Trailer Park Boys. You ever seen that?
I know of them. Yeah.
Okay, so it'll tie in. What did we see?
We saw a screening for season 2 of something.
Pure. This
Good
show
memory.
called Pure, and it turned out to be a Canadian show that wasn't great, to be honest. I'll come back to this in a second, because now I have to think about why it wasn't bad. But have you ever seen the difference between Canadian filmed things and U.S. filmed things?
Yeah.
And now you can immediately spot Canadian filmed things?
Yes.
I haven't analyzed it to the point where I know exactly what it is yet, but I think that they like overlight some of their shots, and there was a scene in Pure where this guy was walking up the stairs, and it was like a hospital or something, and I know that there's like, panel lighting in the hospital.
Yeah.
But they were walking the stairs, and then the guy stops, and he's like, stairs that go like this and stairs go down like this, and he's in this one, and he's turned and the camera's on him, and he's talking to this person who's on the bottom stairs going down, and the way it was lit was like way too over polished, like it was a Bachelor, the show The Bachelor scene.
Right.
Like it's just so polished that it didn't look like film, it looked like a soap opera. I think that's what it is. Canadian shit, for some reason, a lot of it ends up looking like not like U.S. film looking cinematic shit. It looks very soap opera-y.
Yeah.
Like,
and you said something about the comedy style, because remember the scene there at the dinner table, and like the mom and the kids said something, and how they laughed, and the timing, and you said,
timing.
Yeah, you're like, you asked if I thought that was funny or something. We weren't laughing. You're like, that was supposed to be funny, and Canadians would find that funny.
Oh. Could be, yeah.
But you weren't laughing?
I probably wasn't. I'm very analytical with stuff like that.
Oh,
I
okay.
probably wasn't laughing.
Or
but
we didn't get it, but you said Canadians, that's funny.
I
in
see.
Canada.
Right. Yeah.
Well, is your
was
Canadian card gone? Is that why?
No,
Are you
I
too
think
Americanized?
I think
How
that,
dare you? No.
I think that because I still love Trailer Park Boys, is one of my favorite fucking shows of all time.
Okay.
That shit's funny, but that's because the people that wrote that are geniuses objectively, not just in Canada. You know what I mean? I think that's the difference. There's that Canadian style that like appeals only to Canadians.
Yes.
And then there's a Canadian style that is very much slimmer and rare that appeals to everybody, and it just is objectively what's good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But where I was going with that is
Canada.
I don't remember.
Canada.
Trailer Park
Canada.
Boys.
Trailer
One of
Park
the
Boys.
actors.
Oh yeah, so two of the actors in Trailer Park Boys were in Pure, but now I forget why I even brought that up.
Canada.
Canada.
No, I got into an argument with a guy because he was from Alberta. Not like nice Canadian, but Alberta.
Dick Canadian.
Yeah.
He was an asshole.
But he was arguing with me because he said Trailer Park Boys inspired The Office. And I was just, no.
They're similar, but were they not? I mean,
the British version was first, way before.
And then Trailer Park Boys, and then The Office.
And then, the American, I still want to think, no, the British was first.
Yeah, here's the thing. They're so different.
Right.
I think that Trailer Park Boys is the Canadian Office.
Yeah, sure.
I would say that,
yeah.
but I don't think either of them were like directly. They're so different.
And that's what I was trying to
They're
tell him.
so.
Yeah.
The only thing that is similar about them is, well, there's probably more than just this, but is the camera crew following them around type deal.
Yeah.
That format is
like the
similar,
documentary
the
style.
documentary style, but I don't think any of them, either of them, were like drawing too closely.
Right.
They're so unique and so different.
I try not to use my film snobbiness because I don't believe in being a film snob. But I was just like, you're not going to win this argument.
No, fuck no.
Like, no, you're not.
And like a lot of but something that I fucking love about the Trailer Park Boys, and their performances are so good that you don't even see it, is their camera movement and their one takes are something that is amazing. It's fucking art. You won't even notice it, but there will be like a 5-minute scene that they must have blocked out perfectly, and like the comedy and the comedic timing is so funny. There's all these funny moments and things that happen where the camera goes exactly is so fucking good, man. Like that's something that I think like The Office doesn't really focus on stuff like that.
Right.
There's the zooms for comedic timing and punches, and that's fucking phenomenal too.
Yeah.
But like the movement of the camera, the blocking everyone does on Trailer Park Boys is so underrated. I've never heard anyone even compliment that. It's so fucking good. But Canada.
It all comes back to Canada.
You know.
Are you tired of talking about Sugar Pine 7?
Not really.
Not really?
You know? I mean, I think I'm...
Like, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. What I was
Okay.
going to say is I'm tired of people... Not tired of, but like it's draining to to have the same conversation where somebody... assumes that I'm upset and that I'm hurt and that we're not doing great. And like, so it's that tone of like, and I'm just like, no, man, like I'm happy. I'm good.
Yeah.
Truly. Like I really am. I landed on my feet. I'm doing good. I work for a production company and, I'm still making silly, stupid content with James. And I've got my channel and my stuff.
The podcast still.
The Sugar Pine 7 podcast we're still doing. So, like, I'm happy. I'm good. Of course, it's sad that it's over, but every show ends. We weren't like a Logan Paul. We had a show. It was different, but it was a show, you know. And our show ended. Yeah. And our time with Rooster Teeth ended. But you know, no, I'm good. And, you know, Steve's, you know, getting better mentally and just with figuring out what he wants to do and why he doesn't really want to do anything right now. He's figuring himself out and getting mentally better, and his life, he's, you know, just trying to figure that out. And James trying to bounce back on his feet with his career and figure out what he can do next. But, you know, we're good. Everybody's good for the most part.
The show support was honestly just the best thing.
It was amazing.
Even though it was, you know, a sad situation, it was just reading everything and all the tweets, and it was just
the support and the amount of people that came to support and the amount of people that watched the last video and like creators that watched it and reached out and stuff like that. It was so much more than I expected, but it's what I feel, which is sucking my own dick, but it's what I feel the show deserved for an end. Because, like, you know, a lot of people come up and tell us how special it was and how different and blah, blah, blah. And, like, again, it's still sucking my own dick, but I agree. I think it was so special, and it was so cool and new and different and innovative. And it's not, I can't take any credit for that. That's Steven Suptic, you know, like, I just can take credit for my performance and my improv. That's about it, you know, and some of the ideas for what we did. But
which made it what it is.
Yeah, which helped contribute to what it was for sure. But, yeah, it was incredible, man. Like, I'm just so grateful that the show, with me removed, the show got to end in a way that the people were there. Everyone that watched from the beginning, for the most part, and creators, everyone got to see the end, and it ended. You know what I mean? It didn't end on our terms, but it ended, and everyone was supportive of it.
And then a lot of people coming out of the woodwork saying, like, oh, I'm so sorry I stopped watching because they felt like it was their fault. Well,
yeah, I know.
Well, I mean, you're sad it's ending. You could have kept watching.
As a viewer, like, even if it's like normal TV shows, I'm like, if only I like watched that night instead of DVR'd it, you know, just something like that. I feel that, but it was like when I first chatted with you, this is 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Even before you had a logo, which is the most frustrating thing because I didn't know what to post.
That's so funny.
There were no headshots. There were no logo. I was like,
we were just this little seedling.
Yeah, but that was like the interview lasted 7 minutes, and it was just zany, off the wall stuff, and I was just, oh my gosh, and that's when I became sold.
Oh, it was so fun, man. I remember that. I'm not as crazy by myself,
right?
You know,
which that's fine.
I'm just a chill boy,
right?
You know?
Right.
But when the boys are here, you know, pull out the clown nose. It's time.
Sometimes I just don't want to talk when you guys are around. I just want to.
It's so fun, dude. You literally just like sit and enjoy it like it's a show, and then you'll participate when we go. Oh yeah, we're here.
Yeah,
it's so fun, dude.
That group is an experience. I said that from the day I met you guys. Like, being around you is such an experience. That's why something like this is so cool for people to meet you, and then when they say, oh, you guys really don't turn it off, and it's nice that you are what they hoped you would be.
Yeah.
It's fun. You want to give them, you know, what they want too. Like I want to give them the best experience. That's why I love talking to people and like giving them as much time as I can, even individually and stuff. Just because, you know.
Is it intimidating for you when you first, you know, started working or hanging out? Like just the process, and then maybe even meeting the fans?
You mean here, meeting them for the first time?
Well, we'll start with them, yeah.
Meeting them for the first time, it was just like the coolest thing to finally meet other people doing YouTube. I had like 100 subscribers. I enjoyed making videos. I had been doing it for years for fun, but I wasn't in that world of doing it as a job and being so good at it. And they're so good at what they do. But they're all so genuine, so raunchy, like but it's like being in a room full of people who think the same way and are so excited to be doing that was so fun, because I could be around my friends and try to make a vlog, and they're like, oh, why are you filming this? Or I want to eat my food, put it away. And then being around them, it's like, let's do this. Oh, good idea. How about this? And back then when it was so fueled by all your creativity and passion, it was the coolest thing to be around. that
And you
answers
fit right
it.
in.
But no, I can't
And now we
keep
gotta
up
kill
with
ya.
the bidding and everything they do.
Gotcha.
They're on another level, but it is so enjoyable to watch and experience.
We're fucking crazy, man. When we go out and party here too, like I'm in it and I'm bidding with the boys, and then I'll come out of it and be like self-aware of like the situation, and I just like look around and see the girls, because last night, or was the night before when we were all out? Tonight before, like Steve, me, and James just act like complete fucking fools, man. Like dancing and like pretending to fuck each other in a club or something, and like we know we look like fools, but we're just having the time of our life, man. And then we just look over and see the girls, and I'm like, man, I wonder why they're with us,
right?
You know,
right,
well, I wonder how they think that's okay.
I get their humor, and I love it.
Yeah,
I can't do it. And I think that's most people. It's your
That's
fans.
true,
They
I
get
guess,
it. They
yeah.
can't do it, and they appreciate it so much.
Yeah.
Just notice you put your gum on your phone. How disrespectful.
No, because I wasn't going to put it under the table. I'm not an animal, and I wasn't going to chew gum on a podcast.
We now had to
could've.
look at your gum the
I'm being
whole
respectful.
podcast.
Don't look at it.
Look, so apparently there's rules on.
I can strike
on
her.
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
Don't do that.
put it
You
on
don't
my
do
mouth.
that. No, there's rule like
Just an option.
no eating, no talking in the background. I don't really care. Like if you guys wanted to eat a sandwich right now, I'd be like, all right.
Oh, you don't want me to eat a sandwich?
No, you don't. You don't want her eating a sandwich in this fucking room. At the other end of the room. She's the
eating
loudest
barbecue here?
eater I've ever met in my
Are
life.
you just like a
No,
or-
I would be. She would be not with me. If she was a
I just get in my own world, and I forget people can hear me.
No. Her munching's sweet. It's like. Okay, I made that last. That wasn't
Okay,
it.
yeah.
But it's more just like that, and very fast because she's enjoying it.
Yeah,
and she's going.
Wait, talk about me eating barbecue here in front of James and Lauren.
I don't remember
My
which-
elbows.
Oh, holy fuck!
It was barbaric.
This is my pet peeve with her, and God bless her, rest in peace. When she eats food, instead of being like a normal person, where if you're an audio listener, obviously, your elbows are like, they're by your side. You're reaching over the table. You're eating. They're maybe on like a 11-degree angle out from that parallel that like you wouldn't normally be eating, right? Like this. I swear to God, if I'm 2.5, 3 feet away from her fucking elbows are over my plate while I'm eating, and I'm just like this trying to eat my fucking food, and I'm like, hey, you don't need to have your elbow over here.
I mean,
I was like, and I show her, I demonstrate how to fucking eat properly. I'm like, you don't have to do this, you can just do this, and you can do this, and she's like, I can't get at it.
You know what I get? Prison rules. You gotta watch out for your food. Get the elbows out.
That's
Why
true.
do I do
That's
anything?
prison rules.
Prison
you were in a
rules.
litter. You were in a litter of humans. You were probably human trafficked when you were younger, and it was just your way of like mine.
No, I think it's just like if I'm trying to enjoy these big beef barbecue ribs, how can I do
You need
it
to get
like,
bigger as well.
You you can't
It helps
T-Rex
me.
it.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
That's so fucking funny.
I can't tell you why, but it was really good.
It's very sweet. It's endearing.
Great.
And it pisses me off. And I love you.
I love you.
And honesty is the only way to keep a marriage going.
True.
Now I have to kill you.
Well, at least he told you. That's
At
nice.
least I told you.
Yeah,
so
that's
you got to
nice.
have your life flash before your eyes, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Classic fucking times, man. Well, thank you so much for having
No,
us.
thank
tonight,
you.
man. Appreciate
For
you.
people at home who want to keep up with everything that you guys do, so, you have Patreon.
I do, yeah.
Don't plug it.
I won't plug it.
We're just gonna
I
say you
will
have one.
not
Go find
plug
it.
Patreon.com.
Just find it.
Not Kib. I will not
Yeah,
fucking
please.
plug it.
Yeah, don't use the link.
It's not plugged.
But what was the link again? But don't say it.
I'm not gonna say that it's Patreon.
And are you sure that's
Kib, but I mean, if you want to find Patreon.com/notkib, you can. Someone else will tell you the link.
Yeah.
You know what I
Somebody
mean?
somebody else.
But Patreon's not even the best way to support me. Just watch my shit. You know.
There we go.
Watch it, and if you like it, keep watching it.
There we go.
That's all I want to do is make shit for people who like it and want to watch it.
There you go.
Who get it. I love when people get our shit. That's why I love you.
Oh, love you
Come
too.
here.
We're gonna
Bring
hug.
it in.
Hug. Hug. Hug.
So nice to see you, man.
You
Thank
too,
you for having
dude.
us, bro.
Thank you.